Working at the nexus of practice, policy, and research.
Well, it was done in conjunction with my thesis, and the title of the film was called A Blind Teacher in a Public School.
A blind teacher in a public school.
And the idea was to show in a very visual way that the broadest audience as possible that public school teaching is a viable life choice and option for blind people.
And when I was a junior in high school, 16 years old, I was going to a public school. I had a counselor come down and tell my parents that if David was continued along very well in school and graduated from high school, it's a vocation, the commission could arrange it so that I could get a fruit stand in the subway as my lifetime profession, that I could sell fruit for the rest of my life beneath the streets of Boston. Never mentioned a word about college, never mentioned a word about anything else. Alan, is he here?
Yeah.
Okay. Ruth, Sarah's here, I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dave deals with the problem very openly. He's different, and they talk about it. And I think that does more. I think that it does more for seventh graders than almost anything else. Knowing that you can be different, that you can talk about it, that it's all right.
Who makes your breakfast and the other meals?
I do, unless I can con somebody into cooking for me. I know, I do all my own cooking. What's the story? Just in a few
About
sentences. Yeah.
a bull that just doesn't want to fight. He just wants to be quiet and smell flowers under a
Wants
cool
to
tree.
be himself, right.
And he doesn't mind being by himself. He doesn't call that lonely.
Okay. So that's what the story is about.
Okay.
Did you see the difference, sir? Between the two?
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
What do you mean about the illustrations? What should I read?
Okay. Now, do the illustrations, do they tell the story? Or do they make clearer what the words are saying?
Makes
right?
it clear.
Okay, they make the word, they explain the words further. Okay. All right. Some books, the illustrations can tell the story.
So I just write down the illustrations help explain the story?
Exactly.
Is that all?
Right, that's all you have to do there.
Oh.
Notice where they're put. Now, it's going to be hard to notice where the illustrations are put when you have the children's book here closed. Open it up and look at it.
Every day coming back from school, I took a shortcut to not go all the way around.
Every day coming back from school, I took a shortcut. What?
Every day I took the shortcut to not go all the way around. You see
To
me?
not go all the way around.
Yeah.
Well, that's what a shortcut is anyways.
What do you
We
mean?
need that in the sentence? Well, if you take a shortcut, you're not going all the way around. So that's really
Yeah,
kind
to
of
not
repeating
go.
what a shortcut is. So why don't you just say, every day coming home from school, I took a shortcut.
Okay.
Period.
I think Tiki, because he had real difficulties in learning himself, understands that. And I think that's one of the reasons kids in this school find him so appealing as a person.
Put the words out. I can handle teaching in the classroom. However, the one aspect of teaching that is physically impossible for me is the correction of papers. In order for me to correct my papers, I rely upon a group of volunteer readers who work with me very closely. Okay, let's put a comment on this. Say, Andy, your paper is very well written. The first few sentences are very descriptive.
No.
Okay, you had detention a few times?
Yeah. Once twice.
I've had to talk to you a few times, and I know I'm not the only teacher that's had to, right?
Yeah.
So where can you improve?
Well, like in my getting along with the kids, or
Well,
just
both
as
areas. Where can you improve with the subjects?
my study habits.
I have to stress a sense of community. Because for me, that's important. I have to have the feeling of us, that it's not just I am the teacher, they are the students. I want the feeling that it's us, and we are in this together.
Like, you would think that, you know, he wouldn't have too much control or anything, but, like, really he does.
Hey, don't be a jerk. I mean, because he's not dumb. He really knows what's going on. Like, if you think you're going to come to class late and get away with it, you're crazy. If you think you're going to chew gum, he'll smell it quicker than any other teacher could see you. I mean, like, with Mr. Tiki, he shows us how to appreciate people for what they are and not the way they look or whatever. And he really can say, like, you should appreciate your eyes. I mean, this is something you need. And he says, I don't have them, but I still do good without them, you know.
The greatest way to have reached the largest population would be to be on TV and have a film that's both entertaining and educative. So that's where I had the idea of doing the film and worked with that particular film, worked with a producer named Henry Felt. It was a lot of fun.
In 1974, 37 states responding to a study identified 272 blind people teaching in the public schools. This film was produced under the auspices of the Graduate School of Education, Harvard University.
YouTube 一起用，3D 上下滑动来关闭栏，上下滑动来关闭 YouTube。YouTube 目前动作关闭 YouTube 一起用。YouTube 目前动作关闭 YouTube。辅助出口影片播放器按钮标题，影片播放器标题。辅助出口选单，别按下来打开选单，点一个1分钟。辅助出口主画面，主画面。现在可以略过广告。风趣中心，荧幕录影46分钟前，荧幕录0秒，以片按可调整键号。上一首暂停按钮。手电筒关闭按钮。相机按钮。手电开始。喂，风趣中心，荧幕录影蓝牙扬声器。下一首按钮。暂停按钮。上一首键号0秒。16时，8月16日星期五，8月16日。